Hello and welcome. Today, we're diving into a topic that's become absolutely critical for pretty much any business out there: data governance. We're surrounded by data, right? But why is everyone suddenly talking about the need to govern it? Well, we're going to explore the key drivers that are pushing companies to turn all that data chaos into a real strategic advantage.
So here's how we're going to break it all down. We'll start with a simple analogy to get us grounded. Then we'll get into why data is now seen as a core business asset, how we can tame all its complexity, and then how we can use it to empower our teams. After that, we'll cover managing risk, and finally, we'll pull it all together with the ultimate goal, that complete customer view.
All right, let's jump right in with this idea of rules of the road. It's a great way to think about this, and it all starts with a fundamental question.
Think about it. We've been collecting data for ages, right? So what's the big deal now? Well, it's the sheer scale, the speed, and frankly, the importance of data today that has totally changed the game for everyone.
And this quote just nails it. Imagine a city with no traffic lights, no stop signs, no speed limits. It would be pure chaos. Accidents everywhere, gridlock. Nobody would get anywhere. It is exactly the same with data. Without governance, you end up with bad decisions, security risks, and just a massive information traffic jam.
Okay, so that brings us to maybe the single biggest driver of all this, the huge mindset shift, where we now see data as a core strategic asset. It used to be that data was just a byproduct of doing business, something that happened in the background, but not anymore. For so many companies now, data is the business. It's not just along for the ride, it's the actual engine powering everything. You see this every single day. That feeling when an online store recommends something and you're like, whoa, how did they know I wanted that? That's not a lucky guess. That is a data-centric model in action. They're leveraging their data as a priceless asset to make your experience better and, of course, to boost their bottom line. Okay, so if we all agree that data is this super valuable asset, you can't just let it be a total mess, right? The next big driver is the need to create some serious order from the chaos. Oh, and this is a headache every growing company feels. You know the drill. The sales team has one address for a customer, the support team has a different one, and finance has something else entirely. When your basic data is a mess, every decision you make based on it is built on a shaky foundation. And this is where something called Master Data Management, or MDM, comes to the rescue. The whole point is to create one golden record, just one single reliable source of truth that everyone in the company can count on for the stuff that matters most. And we're not just talking about simple spreadsheets here. With the insane amounts of information we call big data flying around, governance is pretty much the only thing keeping it all from becoming pure noise. It's how you find the actual gems of insight in that mountain of data.
So you get your data clean. Great. But so what? How does that actually help the people on your team get their jobs done better, faster, and smarter every day? And that's the perfect lead-in to our next big driver, actually empowering your team. Let's look at how having a clean data foundation builds into real-world business intelligence. Honestly, this is a total game changer. Self-service BI, or SSBI, means your marketing analyst or your sales manager doesn't have to get in line and wait for the IT department to run a report. They can just go find the answers themselves, right when they need them. But, and this is a big but, you can't just open the floodgates and give everyone access to everything. That would be a disaster. Governance is what provides the essential guardrails. It makes sure people only see the data they're supposed to, that the terms actually make sense to a business user, and that all the sensitive stuff stays locked down. It's freedom, but with a really important safety net. So, it's not just about making your teams more powerful. Governance also plays this huge dual role of keeping the company safe from risk while also making it more nimble and ready to adapt to change. And let's be clear, this isn't always just a good idea. A lot of the time, it's the law. Regulations are getting stricter, and they demand that you know exactly what data you have, where it is, and how it's being used. Governance is the framework that lets you prove you're being responsible. And this is the flip side of safety: speed. Think about it. When something big happens in your market, you can't afford to wait. If your data is clean, reliable, and standardized, you can instantly analyze the situation and make a smart move, fast. Good data lets you pivot with confidence instead of being paralyzed. All right, let's bring this all home. We've talked about strategy, quality, empowerment, and safety. So what's the big payoff?
What does all this hard work build towards? This right here, this is the holy grail for so many businesses. The idea is to smash through those walls between your departments and your systems to create one single unified 360-degree view of your customer. You see everything in one place. I mean, just picture it. A customer complains on social media. Instantly, your support team sees that complaint right next to their entire purchase history. They can proactively reach out with a perfect solution before it even becomes a real issue. That's next-level service, and it's only possible when strong governance is holding all that data together. So, to wrap this up, the reasons we need data governance, they aren't just for the tech folks. They're about business strategy. Whether you're dealing with big data, compliance, or analytics, it's all aimed at the same thing, making your data secure, accurate, and incredibly powerful.
And if you remember just one thing about helping your teams, let it be this. You cannot have empowerment without trust. Those cool self-service tools are pretty much useless if nobody trusts the data they're built on.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. Every click, every purchase, every piece of feedback is telling a story about your business. The real question is, have you built the framework you need to actually hear what it's saying? Thanks for tuning in.